My channel's a geezer channel.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
You got a bunch of geezers watching me.
Oh my God, I hope I have some geezers watching me. Hi, everybody. Happy Monday. We are on the countdown to April. And I forgot to update my countdown to court. But it's not many days. Let's see. Tomorrow's Tuesday. And but we're not going to really talk about court today, guys. We're going to talk about our good friend Sarasota Tim, because I feel like every once in a blue moon, he gets so excited. He gets like super happy, and he just is just praising Jesus. I mean, I have never seen anybody find God faster than Tim. I mean, Tim has always done crushing it for Christ, as we know. Don't get me wrong. But this time last year, if we remember, and I should have probably brought up the video. I am so sorry. I've been busying around. That he was still with Miss Tammy, wasn't it? This time last year, guys, Tim was with Miss Tammy, and he and she were discussing about shoving a drink in an employee's face at a Starbucks. Now we have Mr. Christian cosplaying. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna tell you what I put. This is my opinion. You put your opinions in the chat below. Happy Monday. Hey everyone. Let me say hey Papa. Hey Carol. I made it. I was trying to get my hair fixed up for everyone. So lovely to see everybody. David here. Miss Catherine here. Thank you for moderating, Miss Catherine. Miss Ann's here. We got Love Them Flowers are here. We got all of them. We got Miss Sammy here. This is hey Scott. Sock puppet. Show yourselves. Oh, I got lots of socks. I've got more socks than Roscoe has on his feet. Roscoe's got 4 sets of socks. So I have a lot of socks that are going to be probably showing up. But hey, that's what the fun. And the fun thing about them is that they drop so many messages. Like YouTube is like, hey, this person's really popular. Let's boost her up in the algorithm. So that's awesome for us. And if you haven't had a chance, because I know a lot of you are watching on TV. And I forgot to say, this is obviously all in fair use. Just to make sure everyone knows that's a 2-second flash. Obviously, as we know, my name is Ray, otherwise known as Life and Vibe. Registered nurse here in the United States. Don't treat or diagnose, though. I do like to call out medical misinformation, and Tim has been, I don't know, Tim is on his usual, don't listen to your doctors, really sound advice, from somebody with a practicing medical license like Sarasota Tim. Obviously, advising people not to take their medications, not to go see their doctors, just follow what Tim does, just follow Tim. If you follow Tim, you can't go wrong, can you? Hey, Sammy. Hi. How are you, sweetheart? Let me get over to you, Sammy. I'm trying to get over to you. Hey, hi. Come on in. Only inmates find God faster? That or influencers who are content creators are the other second fastest group. Anytime anybody is caught in a con, their pivot to Christ and Jesus is just bound to happen. It's just textbook. I mean, it's so textbook especially here in the U.S. I mean, it happens everywhere, but it seems that anytime anybody is conning or grifting and they're getting caught in their shenanigans, they suddenly, assume that a religious persona finding God, talking about Jesus is going to absolve them of every bad thing that they have done. And it's never their fault. And that's why we're going to take a couple of look at 2 of Tim's primary videos tonight. Because hey, come on in. I haven't reacted in a while. Yeah, come on in. Happy Monday. It's the end of the month. Us creators have got to come in from the woodwork or whatever and come on out and make sure we get that last coin in before the end of the month. So if you haven't had a chance, make sure to join the Life and Vibe community, where occasionally I go out on members only lives, and just group hug or whatever. And we also, hey, Grill Guy, come on in. And otherwise, you can catch me here doing public live streams. And I know many of you are watching on TV and responding in your mobile devices. So I really do appreciate that interaction. And I throw buy me a coffee up there because nothing I love to do more than one, troll Tim, and secondly, troll my huge amount of haters I have currently. Because obviously, and like I said, I'm not really going to discuss the case because we're so close to everything. I am definitely very secure moving forward with everything. I know a lot of people are sort of like, oh my gosh, she doesn't have an attorney. Just to say the type of court that we're going into, and this all I'm going to say is what's known as general district. So in my case, I'm okay because I've already, let's just put it that way. I don't know for Tim. I don't think Jesus is going to be showing up in a courtroom other than to swear on the Bible that you're telling the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. So that's the only time that Tim needs it. If he does go to Virginia, will he be in a mood to do a video there? I have no idea. I don't know, but I don't think his channel talks about it. And this is the last thing I'll say because I've been advised not really to talk about it. And I take that advice as a good advice. Somebody recommended that he go to Virginia or up the East Coast before it gets too hot. Like they were like, you should go to like North Carolina and up to Virginia and stuff before it gets too hot. And I just was like, oh, it's just so fascinating that instead of Tim actually saying something to his audience that he is facing upcoming things, he just says things are happening, but he doesn't really say what's going on. That he really was being he was really, and I think it's interesting. That's all I'm going to say. He should film here. It's absolutely gorgeous. I mean, it's the courthouse isn't that far from the beach. It's like a nice straight shot. Yeah. Do you think a vacation will be his cover story for a video? Well, but we all know otherwise. And so does many people on the internet, because obviously, thanks to you guys and a lot of other people, the video is actually done pretty decently. My most recent one. And some of my ones regarding Tim's wonderful poetic motion to dismiss have had actually quite a good number of views. And that's post live stream. And live streams are long, so that's a really good thing. So I really appreciate you guys because one of the things that I've kind of thought over the time is that I've been potentially partially shadow banned by YouTube. And because of just having so many copyright strikes levied against my channel, even though all were frivolous and all were taken off and all of my content was restored, the use of it and the weaponization of it was pretty intense. And obviously, because of that, it made me look like more that I was the bad faith actor in all of this. And I know there's some discrepancies around whether I should show Tim's clips and make commentary, but anybody who's been engaging with YouTube and the platform and so forth knows that commentary is extremely common. There's one person, and maybe I'll do this on another live stream. If anybody has checked out Palm Beach Pete, that's a wild story right there. Maybe we'll do that on another day. So yeah, what did he say? He said he had some business issues he's dealing with. Oh yeah, we'll see. I think we're going to see that in some of these videos. I've picked 2 today, so let's just get into the reacts. Let's get into the reacts. Hit the likes. Let me do my media stuff over here. Let me do my media. Let me do my, have I done my hit my likes? I haven't? Well, you know what? Let's do this instead.
I simply asked. I said, I wish I could have that dry bacon. Well, I mean, you know what that is.
And I'm dry begging right here for some likes while you come on into the stream. There we go. Look at that. And because I did such a great job and you guys are so awesome for actually doing it, I say thank you. Yeah, you guys deserve a round of applause for putting up with me. Okay. All right. Obviously, we got Tim at 1.5. This is just fantastic. Now, as we can see, Tim has obviously brought out his little friend. Oh, let me hide the chat. Hold on, guys. I know you. I like to make you stars, but I'm going to have to hide this for this particular video. Maybe I'll put it back in a minute. So how long have I been live? 10 minutes. I should be safe with you, Tim. Welcome to the little friend next to Tim. Please hit my likes. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, moderators. Tell folks to make sure they hit the likes. Yeah, hit the likes. Thank you, Tim. I appreciate it. Yeah, Tim was also begging for subscribers. Oh, I know. Oh, he's had some just, I'm so sorry. I have been wanting to react and then it gets late at night. I'm like, oh, I'm tired. I don't know if it's just it's allergy season. But I've just felt like dragged, but maybe it's just because I have so much going on. 3 times. I can't understand him. 3 times too much. I have a suspicion, and drop it in the chat why you think the little friend is out. I think it's because he knew New York Tam was in the neighborhood. Because Tim does watch, and I don't think it's because anything that's happening on my end. Now, he is going to be getting, obviously, updates through the mail regarding update to his home address, because he actually gave me the correct address when he sent me the motion to dismiss. So I had to go ahead and notify the courts of these changes. Even though it's the same RV park, it is a very significantly different road address. And so I did have to, and there's all these different things. So when I mail him anything or do anything, I do have to also submit stuff to the courthouse to say, hey, I did this, and just make sure that all the little bits and pieces of documentation to say that I'm doing my part to let them know that this is occurring would probably not have been reaching him at that point. So I can think that the reason why that is suddenly being shown again, Tim's power symbol, even though he talks about being such a good Christian, the God and guns thing is something that as a person who grew up in the UK and grew up not really having people have access to guns really, at least during the time when I was growing up there. I know things have changed. Obviously it's always surprising when somebody talks about being, a Christian in one hand and then, rolling around with a gun in the other. It just seems a little, to me, it's a juxtaposition, that's unusual for, because you have to remember, even though my family's from here, I grew up in a different culture. And also I had a female predominant family. And that's not generally what Southern women do, not at least in my family, Southern women. So yeah, it looks like I have no idea. I mean, I would advise he should. I mean, if he's, I would survive. I would. You think he's paranoid, delusional, Jesus freak? What could go wrong? Oh, gosh. I know. What about that trifecta that could go wrong? I don't know. It sounds completely stable and not unhinged to me. 1%. I know. Same here. Pew-pews are only for legal for So Catherine, being from New Zealand, would probably understand this a little bit better. Now I got a little bit more familiar with seeing guns when I lived in Mexico, but it was unusual. And Tim, I didn't think they could just put him out like that on YouTube, but I'm obviously incorrect. I mean, if the business that he's doing is just, trying to send me another one of his letters, and because he did not file that with the court, I can let you know that much. So when I've recently I checked, I said, hey, did the defendant file a motion to dismiss with the court? And she said no. So why he sent it to me, and my attorney never said that she received anything. So Tim was really thinking that he was scaring me. Oh, Lord. I don't think that's something that's going to frighten me, Tim. I think in this situation, you should be the one more scared than me, sir. I'm just saying. But I don't think this is for me. All right, let's hear what Tim's up to. This was from Saturday, and it's only Monday, but it feels like a lifetime ago in Tim videos.
Well, I'm getting ready to put my shoes on, and I'm going to get on the KLX. Let me show you here. I'm wearing these because the shifter tears up my tennis shoes. They're too expensive, so I have to wear boots. And then I'm going to carry tennis shoes with me and put those on when I get to where I'm going so I can walk either the beach or the trail or wherever I decide to go. But got up at 3:30 this morning. I went to bed at 9. Had a day off yesterday. You're like, yeah, we know. You left us hanging.
Hasn't he been like riding his dirt bike really badly through traffic and just being rude and I mean, we already know he spent 6 minutes, 6 money. Oh my goodness. Send me money. No. 6 minutes blocking a maintenance truck. I mean, that was just last week. I mean, how can we? Tim it shocks me that, I mean, it's like Christianity for me and not for thee. Like, I'm the best, everything, it's such a narcissistic focus of what Christianity is about, because it's all about how he benefits. All right, keep going, Tim. Oh my gosh, this is just wild.
Well, we got plenty of videos coming for you today. Don't worry about it. I put these 511s on. These are 511. You don't know 511. They're a tactical. A lot of law enforcement wears 511. 511 makes shoes, pants, shirts, socks, all kinds of stuff. I really got into them when I lived in Georgia years ago. I bought these online. They're very comfortable. I can actually walk in these. So today is Saturday. Tomorrow's church. I was thinking about visiting a different one.
If you've checked my members only, Miss Vicky did kind of send me over to a YouTube channel with a church, and I kind of kept that members only just in case they get copyright happy, because it is actually a legitimate church business. So who knows? I don't want to get messed into that. But maybe they like for me to spread the word of God on my channel. No, I've been, as we know, I'm Church of England. But anyway, he definitely I gotta get back to the comment now. I'm losing my spot. Runs the stop signs and the gun ownership, and you would never leave your gun on a table. Why not? It seems like such a safe thing to do. I think it's a message to New York Dan, because New York Dan said he was in the area. Now, I don't really know, because I just see the titles of people's things, and I apologize. I don't have time to watch everything. But Miss Vicky let me know which church she thought he was going to, which was something we saw on TV, on YouTube. So I don't know if Tim really going to church. I feel like everything that he does is performative. And if we don't actually see him filming, I mean, now I don't know, because he says he's, he can always film after so that nobody knows ahead of time where he's going to be at if he's scared of people showing up at the services. I mean, I understand from a safety perspective, being somebody who's on YouTube, why you may not want to be always letting your locations be known. I mean, I understand that. But whether Tim's really going to a church or not, I still have my doubts. But if he is, it's to, absolve himself of anything that he thinks he's done wrong. And he was a very naughty boy on YouTube. I'm just going to let you know. You were very naughty, sir.
Where am I? I'm back to wearing my tank. This thing is, you can't kill the battery. I didn't wear it for like a month or something. The battery was still good, but I charged it up. Today it's at 66%. If I can count my steps. Of course, my phone does it too. But I'm either going to go over to Coquina. I got to get out here because it's already 8. Probably going to be a big traffic jam to get over there.
I would say the closest, I mean, you will find on occasions like a Church of England church, maybe some random one somewhere. But if it is the closest that they have here is the Episcopalian church, that's the one that's the closest to Church of England. That's the one that I grew up with here in the States too. So the Episcopal church is the one that I was attending here.
Maybe I'll just go to the Ringling Bridge. Maybe I'll go down to Siesta Key Beach. I just want to ride. And I'm going to have to put a jacket on because it's still about 65 out there. I'm going to tie my shoes here. It's a new thing I'm into. It's not new. It's a rebirth. These are 511s.
You're Episcopalian too,
I do like that.
Ian?
This way they're more like a shoe instead of being all tied up here.
Too, yeah.
I like that. If I was wearing jeans over them, I'd probably go higher. How about motorcycle boots? I think I'll be wearing these when I ride off-road in the desert or anywhere I go because they're really good. And I can shift. Those motorcycle boots, man. I don't know if you've ever seen them. You can't really shift.
Yes.
So I'm going to put these tennis shoes in the bag, the trunk bag of the bike.
Yeah, so that is a much more common religious branch of Christianity from people from that particular part of Europe. Gosh, that was a really convoluted way of saying that. But different parts of Europe had different branches of Christianity of which they tended to follow more. You know, obviously in England, because Henry VIII wanted to get divorced, we got the Church of England. Oh my gosh. And of course there's all the Calvinites and all different types of, you know, and it's just, and then obviously in America itself, it's had its own branches of Christianity, of which Tim seems to be a Christian nationalist, in my opinion. Why he's got the gun out, she's trying to do a power play. Anytime Tim feels like somebody from the outside world that isn't of his benefit is going to infiltrate his little bubble and stalk him, you know, like a weird troll from the YouTube world, Tim pops out the pistol.
And when I get to where I'm going, I'll take these off and put those on so I can get some steps in. So let's go ahead and get the deal out of the storage out there. You know, come along with me. All right, let's go. Oh, I'm back.
Oh, no.
Getting old, man.
Every time he complains about his back, I think about him on that KLX. Oh, look, Tim. Sorry, guys. I hopped up on some coffee in honor of Tim tonight, just so I could get through my live stream. So I'm probably not going to go to bed. I'm going to be wired after this for probably like an hour. Need to calm down. But it was a long day. I've been up since like 5. Anyway, I talked so much now I lost my train of thought. You've got me tired and a little bit of a mess. But Tim looks like he's frying himself out here too. Tim looks terrible. I'm going to say that Tim looks fried and terrible. He's paranoid. Presbyterian, yes, is the Scottish. Yes, absolutely. He's paranoid. Oh, he absolutely paranoid. Oh, every time he gets a message, he used to be so excited when a message or a text or something would show up on his phone. Now he's like paranoid. Ever since the voice of justice came his way. Oh, he deserves the trolling.
Put you right here. Oh, yeah, it's cool out here. If I were to be on that bike without a jacket. It would be cool.
For somebody who claims not to edit, he's actually started to edit. Oh, there's poor old Johnny Vegas's golf clubs and center stage there. Just this, how shameless, just shameless. This is why I say he's faking it. You cannot be somebody who follows just, you know, most of us who are older, we, you know, probably if we're from like parts of the States and stuff, probably grew up in a good old fashioned, like I did, you know, Episcopalian / Church of England household. And at some point I was, married in a Catholic family too. Not that my ex-husband was particularly religious at the time. But I just find it interesting that Tim is somebody who monetizes, because remember, all of his content is monetizes his supposed faith into a brand. He's trying to literally become a preacher. And Tim has done such bad stuff. And once this case is completed, I'll discuss with people involved whether we actually, because things could potentially go further, because the stuff that Tim did, it's bad. It's bad. He's a bad person. Tim is not a good person.
Hey, morning.
You never make it through boot
How's it going?
camp. No.
Got the day off today, huh?
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, I was talking to my neighbor there. He's out walking his dog. Got us a jacket here later. This will keep me a little warm. And I'll put my shoes.
I think people were surprised he was riding in shorts, but then he was saying something about tearing his pants. Tim got all upset the other day, and watch him when he goes out. He gets upset when he gets dew on his shoes. They're shoes. They're on your feet. He got really upset. He was doing one of his chats talking about what a giving his life to Jesus moment he was having in his epiphanies. And then he suddenly noticed he had a little bit of dew on his shoe and freaked out. He's a grown man. I mean, I have a scratch. My dog scratched me in the nose the other day with its paw. I mean, he would freak out if he had to deal with my dogs.
Shoes here in the trunk. Wear my helmet.
Dog
Take a ball cap and get home here. And let's close this back up. All right, let's just make sure everything's situated here at the house. Grab us a bottle of water. Might as well grab a cold one. Thinking about fasting today, or one meal. I got the hamburger meat.
I mean, I've been reading some interesting things, and I was reading a study, and so I mean, I'm not going to totally poo-paw Tim's intermittent fasting. I don't know about one meal a day, but I was reading something interesting about intermittent fasting and how, as you age, it could act as something to help with your immune system. And it was quite interesting. It was a very recent study. And so I am interested to read more. But I also think to myself, when you are, cutting your dinner off at a certain hour, like eating earlier, which is not something uncommon as we get older, because we go to bed a little earlier, but eating earlier in the day, 5, 6, and then having, maybe not snacking or wanting to grab something after and being really good about, saying that's it, I'm done. And then waiting until you have your breakfast the following morning, you probably could get a good 12-hour fast out of that. And so you don't really have to starve yourself necessarily throughout the day. If you stop and start and just use the time when you're sleeping is really the primary fasting time. You don't have to be awake. So I always, that's why they call it breakfast, because you're breaking your fast. I mean, it's literally what it means.
I'm not sure. I know one thing. I'm not gonna eat anything. It's gonna blow me up.
Yeah,
Put this bottle of water right in my shoe. That'll work.
It do hurts its resale value.
Grab a pocket full of hundreds. Which is a credit card.
Pocket full of hundreds. It's a credit card. Oh, come on, Tim. Really, you gonna make me bring this out again?
No. I simply asked. I said, I wish I could have this. Dry begging. Well, I mean, you know what that is.
Oh, yeah. And he's complains, and we'll see that video about his YouTube earnings as well. Maybe you shouldn't, monetize Christ. I mean, nobody needs Preacher Tim.
Mind changer. Turn my mouse off. Okay, I got some stuff here.
Oh my goodness. My a friend of mine, she and I get out at 5:00 for happy hours when we go out to dinner. But that's really so we can get discounted drinks. 2 drinks in before 6. 2 is our max. It's 2 cocktails. I promise you. I feel pretty spicy afterwards. It's one of the reasons why I didn't go live on Thursday.
I'll be wearing this. The video for you guys. Got my shades when I walk. All right, what else?
I
What
gotta
else?
take
Baker?
that down.
Turn the air on.
Oh, I put the comments up.
Push
now.
it like 85. TV's on. Turn that off.
Okay.
Okay. Hot water off. Hot water heater.
When did he say that? At what point did he say that? Let me go back and see that. Hold on. Did he really say that? Let me see. When was that? When did he pick that up? Was it right here? Okay, let me see. All right, and then we'll go ahead. Was it here? Okay. Gosh. Okay, I'm gonna go back. Let me slow him down because I'm like goofing around. Thank you. Thank you, Dingo.
Mind changer.
Oh my goodness. Oh, that's bad. Whoa. Whoa, I don't know if that's not what I'm going to play a little bit back.
That'll work.
This is what I mean. What a
Grab a pocket full of hundreds.
That's terrible. How? How can
Which
you?
is a credit card. Mind changer.
That is like, I'm sorry. That is like the least Christian thing. How can you? He is just this. What a hypocrite. I'm sorry. I mean, I didn't know Jesus personal like that, but I think he would not like that. Wow, you're a bad person, Tim. All right, let's finish him off. I'm sad. I'm even giving you premium.
Awning light out.
I mean, let's not forget that Tim did flash his entire self completely stalkers in that refrigerator and left the video up to an older audience, along with Miss Jolene's kitty cat.
Turn these lights out. And let's get ready to get all aboard. Crush it.
Ugh. Just, whoa. Ugh. You think if we had to use it, he'd look like Barry. That's so bad. Oh, he's subliminally threatening? I don't even think it's subliminal. I mean, that's pretty overt in my mind. I mean, calling it a mind changer, that's pretty bad. Yeah, that's pretty bad. That's bad. He's called that for years. Yeah, I think that's fine when you're not purporting to be a Christian. I mean, it's bad regardless in my mind. That's just not cool. To think that you have that because the only way that you're able to persuade or change somebody's mind is through the threat of a weapon. You are unable to debate or do anything in an adult and rational way. That's basically what Tim is saying. It's just really, if he thinks that's going to work in Virginia, he's going to really find himself in trouble. He better make sure that thing is properly licensed before he starts just hauling it around state lines. Because he'll promise you, it's not going to be allowed in the courthouse in Virginia. You can't even bring an Apple Watch into the courthouse. Liquids, phones, any of that is disallowed in the courts in Virginia. They have no shenanigans in the courts there. And I promise you, there are armed to the teeth officers all over the place. All over that place. It's a courthouse, multiple buildings. So it's not exactly And they're on high alert ever since the incident happened there years ago with that, sad event that took place. So they're highly up. Tough Guy Access show. Yeah, I think he's a dangerous person too. Alcohol in the sun has aged him. Oh, yeah. Oh, the one we're going to take a look at now, he looks absolutely just like sun-scorched and fried. And it's not anything. I think most of you guys are smart enough to know that the older we get, the thinner our skin becomes. It's a living organ. It is not just a wrapping, it is actually a functioning organ that has a really important role and a great barometer to how healthy you are. Somebody with great skin and lovely skin, not just, now you have to be careful when people have obviously more pathological acnes and so forth, because I never want people to misunderstand that. But generally, the look of somebody's skin is a barometer of their health, especially in somebody who's aged and maybe is not dealing with that hormonal or the other types of acne potentially. Obviously, people do suffer from that. So I never want to make people feel bad. But Tim is definitely not cared for his skin. What was Thomas saying when the guy told him to find he looked spooked and scared to me? Oh, maybe Tim wasn't carrying his mind changer that day. Scary thoughts. All right. Let's get to this other video. He's had some wild ones, guys. I mean, he's just been on a roll. All right. Let's see. He disappears, which makes me think. Okay, so this evening chat one. Oh my gosh, life changes. This has been very popular. Look how popular. Oh, this church stuff. I'm not even going to listen to the only part about this. Okay. All right. Maybe we listen to this real quick. The only reason being is that it's more towards the end. So I'm going to go like halfway down because it's more about the part where he starts talking about like the people that he interacts with. And when, Tim is doing anything, he's just an inspiration, guys. And why are you wearing a black shirt to church? It's not a funeral.
I mean, the crucifixion was brutal. So anyway, after that was over, the pastor came out, gave a message, going through the book of Matthew and a couple of other books, line by line, talking about Easter and how the disciples all...
Tim finally realized it was Easter. I just cannot with him. I would not share the video with him shirtless. That was terrible. When he was out there without the shirt on, just scorching that skin, and he was like, "Oh, I put some sunscreen on my face, on my arms," but I think he left it off his chest because he wanted to get color. I'm just thinking, you want to get skin cancer? That's what you want to get. Not even joking. That's completely, absolutely the case when it's light skinned, blue-eyed people like myself and Tim. That being out, I mean, the damage has been done. You're just accelerating it at a rapid pace. I mean, just your skin has a function. And he's better taking a vitamin D supplement, which I don't think he ever purchased. And my friend, actually, who's a nurse practitioner, true story, okay? I'm not lying. My friend works in cardiology. He told me, this is my girlfriend I always go out to dinner with. And she and I were out, and she recently had been recommended to take vitamin D because her vitamin D was low. And her husband, who has been a biologist, had said to her, "Oh, you just, you need to be outside more, this, that, and the other." Now, obviously, you also want, it's that sort of catch-22. You are getting older. Your skin is a thinner barrier. Damage has been done as a child. You don't really just want to throw yourself out there like that because of the risk of, obviously, skin cancers. And so I also explained to my friend as we get older, you don't synthesize vitamin D the same way as you do when you're a young person. and you need to take more. And so, long story short, she did start to get a supplement actually ordered by her physician. And so it's covered by insurance, and she takes it like once a week. I think she's taken that one. And her numbers have gone up dramatically, and she's really happy about it. So even my friend's husband had been teasing her about taking the supplementation. I said, don't do that. I said, don't pay attention to him. We don't synthesize it the same way as we get older. You've got to take the supplement. It's not a failure of you as an individual to have to take a vitamin D supplement. It's really important for your immune system and for your bone health. And you shouldn't be out doing what he is. This is why I get so upset with Tim. He is so dangerous in his advice. Absolutely dangerous. I mean, when I see somebody out there doing that to themselves, after I worked in plastic surgery and had to remove skin cancers and see some ugly cancers eat some people up, it's horrific. It's really hard to see. Sorry. Off the soapbox.
They all split, man. This as soon as, I'm going to go to Walmart. I think it's down this way. As soon as they came to arrest him and all that, they scattered, man. One turned him in, Judas. They said, you'll know who he is when I go up and kiss him. And then Peter denied him 3 times, and the rest of them, they ran and hid.
Thomas, you're naughty.
When it hit the fan, and they came to arrest him. Well, we don't know the guy. We ain't his friend. We're not part of that. So, I mean, it was really remembering all that in the story.
All right, guys, be careful with that chat. You're going to get me banned from YouTube. And also, obviously, I don't mind. Anybody can swing any way they want. You know how I feel.
So Easter's going to be great. A Good Friday, and then Sunday we'll have another service.
You've had skin cancer,
and then
twice,
to top it all off,
grandfather died.
they also
a long time
take an
ago.
offering, like I've always seen. I'm sure they have an online thing too. There's envelopes there.
Melanoma, I'm so sorry to hear that, Anne. Is actually, I'm so sad to say, is actually the 4th cancer killer for people. Believe it or not, skin cancers are number 4. At least the last time I checked my statistics. They move around between lung and colon, but skin cancer and melanomas are sitting at number 4. They're much higher risk. And the interesting part about melanomas is it's not necessarily related to sun exposure. A lot of times, the reason why people miss them is because they'll be between your toes. Like right between the toes is where they'll start growing.
You can give cash. So everything was very traditional.
Yeah, carcinoma, baby.
But the bonus was when I was getting ready to leave, they'd have an invitation. If you'd like to come down for prayer, if you'd like to come down, give your life to Christ. It's all very, very, very Baptist. And I mean, I just knew what to expect. And as I was getting ready to leave and walk out the pew, and I heard, Sarah's out of Tim. And I was like, oh my gosh, I got a subscriber here. A very, very nice man I met. He wished to remain anonymous. He, big part of the community, been here many years and has gone to that church many years. But he said that I've inspired him to get a motorcycle and travel the country. And that just re-inspired me to do the same. And he wants to get a different kind of a motorcycle than the Goldwing. He wants to get one of those, they call it an adventure bike. I have a dual sport. It's definitely not for touring. It's limited to how fast it'll go on the road and the wind buffering and all that. Where what did I just call it? An adventure bike can do it all. It's got a windshield. It can go fast on the roads. It's got a lot of power, and it can also take the dirt roads and the trails and whatever you want to throw at it, depending on your skill level.
I know. Just this whole story is great. It just gets better. Keep going, Tim.
I thought that was really cool. And he also shared some other things with me that I won't share, but a super, super gentle, nice human being. And it was great to meet him. All right, so I'm going to go into Publix now. That's my review on the Baptist Church. It was awesome. I'll definitely return next week. I'm going to do Easter there. They also have Wednesday night services. Good Friday, they got a service at 7, and we'll try to make that too. This has been really life-changing for me in so much that it's affected me on making videos like I normally do, because I didn't just want to beat people over the head, talk about God, God, God. I don't hang my head when I say it, like right now, but The only thing that I've been thinking about is God and Jesus and the transformation of
Oh my goodness. What you looking down at, Tim? Keep going.
my mind and my thoughts and how I want to live my life. And so I've got some ideas I want to talk about.
How you want to live your life? How? How exactly, Tim? I think ever since you decided that you were entitled to a certain amount of money from the government taxpayers, the taxpayers to the government, I should say, it kind of been a downhill trajectory. I know you feel like it's been uphill because your YouTube channel sort of took off a little bit after that, but potentially because you looked like you had a little bit more, you're together. You weren't just in a tent I mean, who knows? Content gets odd, but it's constantly changing, and how social media platforms and the type of creators that they start to promote are also changing. Because believe it or not, as much as you want to, as much as we like to have our kind of think our corporations and all these businesses are kind of hands off of our, content, if you may, it is influenced because YouTube, obviously, with Google being its parent company, is subject to wanting to sell to advertisers. And so whatever the advertisers are feeling like they want or are seeing the trends of audiences, then they're going to want to have that type of content more promoted in the algorithm. And so the sort of person sitting in the car, the everyman expert type content, nomadic, some of that content is not as popular with viewers on YouTube as it had been in the past. And so advertisers aren't going to want to put their ads there so much. They're going to want to put it into content that's being more popular. And then YouTube isn't going to probably promote the content that isn't as popular with their advertisers. It's kind of how business works. And so if, as much as Tim is getting in a conundrum with his YouTube. All right. Well, I'm hoping we're going to pick that video.
Senior living and traveling and,
we'll find it.
And moving on in my life. It won't be all so much churchy or gospel, but I have been, another season of my life I'm going through. I'm definitely going through, and this is not the first one. I'm sure not for you either, but it's been working up to it. I'm in it. I'm working on the other side of it. I found it. I love it. I like it. A lot of answered prayer, a lot of proof that he's with me and helping me with many things that I've been, and I got a lot of stuff.
Sorry.
I put everything on the table. It's good though. It's really good. And so I hope to share some of it, a little of it, as well as the regular things.
Oh my goodness. Which one of you is having a Jude? It's okay. Do you hear my dog, guys, in the background? I think she hears Tim's fake preaching and it's giving her a nightmare. Junebug, you're going to be okay, girl. Yeah, you're okay, big girl. She's such a big girl over there.
That we like to talk about on this channel. Right now, I'm going to go in here to Walmart, pick up a couple things, and then I'm going to get home, get out of my Sunday go to meeting clothes. I like my black shirt. And I got some black slacks on, black shoes, man in black.
You don't think he ran into a subscriber? His stories are great. Some guy, thanked him for, persuading his self to get a bike. And what was it? I wonder if we'll get that story. Oh God, the guy was like, his kid was like, "Are you really going to do that, Dad?" Or something. It was just like, is this guy really serious? I mean, just his own glazing of his own self is just absolutely wild. I actually really only have one thing to say. I really only do.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Yeah, he really does. He was like that fish. Look how happy he is with himself. He's just so happy because he talked about his outfit being a man in black. He think he Johnny Cash out here. Oh my goodness. I guess I'm the woman in black, Tim.
Got my ears lowered yesterday. Same place, same young man. And then I'm gonna get out there and get my steps in. Hey, let's put on some. Here we go.
Aren't you guys just so enthralled that this 67-year-old guy likes to talk about himself? The other day he was talking about how good he looked. There was one of it. Is it the one we're going to listen to now? There was one where he was outside and he was walking around. He's like, I just look good. And I'm just like, whoa, just hold on there, buddy.
But that's not sunny enough. Kind of cloudy. All of a sudden it got breezy too. A high of only 79.
I mean, he really wasn't that. I saw his younger pictures. Okay. Not that hot. He looked kind of cheesy
Today. So, if I walk the bridge or something, it's going to be quite breezy, I think. I don't know what kind of a beach day it's going to be, but we'll see. You can't keep that heater down. All right, everybody, we'll talk to you soon. Crush it.
Look at that. Look at that. Well, at least his teeth look better. I don't know. Somebody sent me a picture of his teeth. 19 comments. What do we got here? Let's see. Encouraging words. Great content. I'm sure he's sanitized this. Man, to have pews and hymnals again. The modern churches with the folding chairs and PowerPoints aren't just the same to me. Huh? Where are they going to church? And enjoyed the video. It's just happy. He's just, we just love you, Tim. Just drop it for Jesus. Oh, drop the just for men. Too obvious. Just go with what God gave you. At least you have hair, so keep it natural. Color, that is. What does Tim have to say? Crushing it. Natural for sure. I don't know, Tim. We see your hair color changing all the time. All right, let's see. He's been all over the place. Where's the one where he complains about his subscribers? Is it this one, the morning chat, or the evening chat? All right, let's just figure it out.
To the rear bumper. Tim. And inside, it feels like 50 feet. It's a size channel. And between the two, I do all right. I'm here to tell you that I'm living my best life. All right? Let me button my shirt here. I don't want to get the ladies too excited. That looks a little bit too preachy. What's up? There you go. So
there you go. You can join my
living like this. I'll show you what it's like right out here. Take my coffee with me. It's awesome. It's like 80 degrees. Let me put my door closed. So I'm here at a campground, or an RV park, I should say.
I get it, Tom. That's why I have to listen with you guys, because I promise you, sometimes when he's talking, I'm just like, how in the Delulu are you continuing with this?
And I've got this micro staff camper here. I've got this Ford truck right here. I got these neighbors all around here. And I've got this storage unit right here. I mean, what's that worth a month? That's got to be worth a couple $100. Look at the size of this thing. I have enough room for 3 or 4 cars. I have a yard. I've got a barbecue grill.
Yeah, all the women that supposedly are hitting on Tim, myself included, are not interested in Sarasota Tim. Promise you. And the fact that he's talking about finding a church and then he's out here trying to show all his possessions, it's very hypocritical in a sort of way of purporting yourself to be a Christian. And most of it is, I want to say, probably gotten in really bad ways. Just the reviews, and he gets another e-bike, and then he does a review, and then he flogs it off on Facebook. Oh, it's just a never-ending cycle. And I think if your advertisers, the companies that come to you, Tim, realize kind of how you treat their products, I don't know how long you're going to be able to keep this up. I know that, say, for example, like Off-Grid Living, Cheap Living Mike, his reviews and things that he has done seem to be somewhat coming to an end, and he's into the doom and gloom content.
I got more parking here.
He's mad.
And in the summertime, when most of the snowbirds bail, I own it. And this is like me and a handful of other people are the only ones in here. Now, there's going to be a few more this year. We got some new people moving in that I haven't met yet that are no doubt going to stay here for the summer because they just came in. And I know my buddy over here that has a trike across the street and 2 or 3 others. So there's going to be people here.
I know he referred to the slab as a yard, and these people have literally put up a awning here, so they just don't have to have Tim in their face at all. They're like, we need to block Tim out. There's a Tim blocker. I don't want to deal with Tim and his nonsense. God, he looks so burnt. This looks terrible. Whoa. I guess that's from the helmet, you know? I don't know. Probably not. The helmet would do this. Just sorry. I don't know. That looks terrible, though.
But
the helmet.
There it is. That's a 2024.
It shows you how much
25 feet 11 inches from the very beginning of the camper to the rear bumper. And inside, it feels like 50 feet. It's just amazing. This is the best camper there is out there. I've been to RV shows, countless.
No, it's not. And there's a lady that I watched who helps people with really bad RVs try to get their money back, because RV companies are notoriously like awful for fixing stuff. And she said the 3 worst RV manufacturers are one being Forest River. There's Winnebago, I think. She says for nowadays, she said since 2020, that the manufacturing, especially of these microlight type RVs, is absolutely freaking terrible. She says they don't even take the time to they're supposed to put them into a rain type hanger and actually let it really rain on these things before they even send them out to the floor, for sale. And they're not doing that. Anything that they used to do to check to make sure these things were working well, they've scrubbed most of that. So it could have the best floor plan in the world, but these microlight things, in order for them to be light and to get the slides in and all the stuff that he talks about, they have to make these things like cardboard. So, and they're made really poorly. I watched a whole video about it the other day. It was fascinating. Maybe we'll share it one day. Maybe we'll do it in members only. We'll do that. We'll take a look at that RV video. And because it was fascinating. And it was quick. It was a quick one too. But she specifically was talking about exactly the one that Tim has. And she just basically said, this thing is garbage. And she was talking about even sometimes these $200,000 ones with all these different wiring systems and stuff inside. She said they're garbage, most of them nowadays. Very difficult to get things corrected with them too. Companies just aren't the same. So you can keep talking about it all you want, Tim, but people who are in the expertise of this say that these are not the brands, and that any of the good little brands are being bought up by Forest River and Winnebago, and they're churning out garbage.
And I've never been inside one that has a better floor plan than this right here. So
yeah, Ash Wednesday.
I pull it with this Super Duty truck. And this girl, and inside here, got a dirt bike, motorcycle. It's a dual sport. It's street legal.
That's right. They only care about the dollar. So he can keep honking on about it. But that thing is worth nothing, especially with him having lived in it. It's worth absolutely nothing. And then we've already seen the leaks and stuff that have happened in there. They're not, they just don't make them like they used to. And like I said, the lady explained very clearly, especially those microlight types. She said they're just, And I think the reason why he's not traveling is maybe it wasn't doing so great the last time he traveled with it out to Georgia. And he's not going to say, because he lives in it all the time now. That thing's taking a constant beating, It's not made to be lived in full time like that. Not these new ones.
It's got tags and lights. I'm going to put that on the front of that truck on a carrier.
Yeah,
that truck, that motorcycle I've got, and this camper are going to take off. And
I promise you, it's already lost its warranty because, there's plenty of video evidence that he lives in this thing full time. But it loses its warranty if you live in it full time because they're not meant to be. That thing is made to be micro light. Those walls are like paper.
Ain't coming back. We're going to be gone so long. I was just going through my YouTube videos in my in chronological order of 24 and 25, just kind of looking at my travels. And in 2020.
Interesting that he picks the years 24 and 25 to check out his YouTube videos. I wonder what you were talking about on those videos also during that period of time, Tim. You can't take anything down, sir. You've already been subpoenaed.
5.
Sorry. But I'm not talking too much about the court case, but yeah, don't do that.
I really slowed down. There was a real big gap until I went to Georgia and Tennessee several months ago and spent some time and went up there for the fall festivals and the apple festivals and saw my daughter, went to Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg, Smoky Mountains, the Dragon at Deals Gap. And then I've been back and I've been just kind of sitting here idle. And it's time to go again. It is time to go.
Oh, I'm sure he was referencing something he's heard, but it's really not cool because there was somebody who probably shouldn't be close to his property who has another channel. I'm guessing that's what was happening. I didn't see the videos. But if that was what was truly happening and Tim was believing that, when he thinks that somebody else is trying to stalk him, he pops that thing out. And if that's what Rusty called it, that's not cool either. It's really not cool. Come on, we know that.
And
we're grown ups.
The last trip I took, I talked myself out of going out west again because I went out west the year before.
And he is
like 3 times. I came back, went out again, came back, went out again. I went with this twice. And with a little small camper once that we nicknamed the Cramper. It was a little teardrop trailer. Lots of fun. It was a blast. And staying at Love's Truck Stop.
Yeah, he lives in an RV. He doesn't travel in an RV. There's a difference. And I once thought about getting an RV and traveling as an RN and taking the pups and doing all of that. But it's very difficult to keep these things cool in the daytime and stuff. So it wasn't going to be ideal for dogs.
And rest areas. And then at the casino, Riverside Casino and the Tropicana Casino.
Yeah.
And then last year, I stayed in Pigeon Forge, at a campground. And I've been talking about going.
Yeah, exactly. For that thing to be towed off the back of his truck, it needs to be lightweight. Look at the width of that wall. I'd be petrified in a storm or anything. My dogs would hate that. Junebug especially. She would hate that. All right, keep going, Tim.
We're planning on going. But there's been some things going on that had to be handled business-wise and stuff. So, and it's been cold, It's just now.
Do you think he filed his taxes? Do you think that's the business Tim did? Tax filing?
Now, pretty soon it's gonna be too hot. So I did allude about a month ago that it would be April before I went anywhere, and guess what? April's almost around the corner here. So my hope is to, like I say, go and never come back. I'm just kidding. Ultimately, I would love to end right back in close to home here.
Oh, I know.
In Georgia, near my daughter, and enjoy the fall festival.
I saw that. Let me go back to that comment. Not that we're talking about gas prices necessarily, but he complains. He suddenly decides that, he hates all politicians. So he claims he's going somewhere. Hey, we'll see what excuses he comes up with. Gas hit $4.29 in your area. Oh my goodness. I was surprised. Thought they'd say under 4. I know mine I saw was obviously still comparatively reasonable, but suddenly a very marked increase as we knew it was. And also it corresponds with the Easter travel weekend. So we kind of know that they're not supposed to do that, but it's just funny how that happens. But ours hit $3.95 a gallon here today. I was shocked when I went to the pet pump today. I know if you were in somewhere like, sorry, I'm moving around in my chair so much, that if you were somewhere in Europe or somewhere else around the world, that you would potentially, especially in the UK, find those prices quite reasonable. But here in the US, that's very expensive. And I can't imagine with his views going down, potentially his buy me a coffee donations. He gets a few, but nothing like he used to get. 2 years ago, Sarasota Tim was getting $1,000 a month in buy me a coffee donations, plus making thousands a month in his YouTube channel. His affiliate links were blowing up. Tim really was bringing in money like he probably had never seen in his life. And I don't think he ever thought the gravy train would end. And that is something that is difficult when you do the type of content that Tim does, unless you're going to be like, I guess, a real OG like Camper Van Kevin or somebody. But I hear his content kind of strange too. So there's kind of ones which have kind of cult followings, I guess, and they may be doing well. But some of the smaller channels, I think they're not doing so good anymore. Maybe brands are distancing themselves from that type of content. A lot of these creators have had their channels hacked. And I watched a really interesting video about somebody who was very well educated. And she spoke about how they had hacked her channel. And it was petrifying how they had persuaded her to set up something that she gave them access to, something that gave them control to something, and she suddenly realized it was a mistake. I need to go back and take a look, but it was horrifying. Like, her whole entire channel got taken over, and she has a big channel, not like my little tiny channel. She had like 60-some thousand subscribers, a much larger platform. But it always makes you wonder and want to be weary about, any of these things coming in. But Tim definitely is somebody who's made his money from all that stuff, reviews. And that's why I think he likes to do the reviews so much now, is because that's where he's getting probably a lot of his income from. But his income has probably dropped drastically.
And the Apple festivals and everything up there, and then bring it on back down here, where all my neighbors will be showing back up again, from Canada and New York and wherever they're from, Michigan, Ohio, Indiana, all the Midwestern people that come here. Because I want my life to be like I've witnessed all my life living here in Florida, all these snowbirds that get out of here in the summer. And the thing is, it's got the dilemma for me is out west where I want to go, it's worse, the heat, than here. Certain areas, like in the desert. And I talked a year or so ago when I was going to travel out there, and I did travel out there, but I was going to go to Oregon and Washington and way up north. Now I'm thinking like Yellowstone. You can't be up there until May and June.
I just find it interesting that Tim's like, I wanted that life with people going back and forth and snowbirds. And I'm just thinking, you didn't just like Tim just wants the stuff with the easiest way to get it in the path of least resistance. He just wants it handed. And when they finally did get it handed to him in a viral YouTube video, this narcissist just went off the chain. I can imagine he's been impossible to be around.
Montana and the Badlands and all that area, and then pull my dirt bike off and go ride. There's got to be plenty of places to explore up there. When I'm looking at my videos on my Mac here, I was just kind of going through the last couple of years.
I wonder the neighbor who had to help him with the dirt bike is still talking to him. That poor guy that had to deal with Tim and trying to watch Tim load that dirt bike up on the ramp. We've never seen the dirt bike up on that ramp since. You got to give himself a hernia.
In chronological order, where did I go? What did I do? What happened?
Well, that's terrible.
Where did I stay? There was an RV. What do I want to repeat? Just kind of, and it really was an eye opener of the videos I made, from the little cramper to 2 trips with this one, and now another one. And
just curious why Tim felt the need to go back through his content. I don't want to say much. I've been told not to say anything. I just can't help the digs.
Let me tell you, in the beginning of my video, I was talking about being solo and retired and a minimalist. This is the life that I want to expound on. And I spend a lot of money on traveling. Well, that's fine, but you can't spend all of your money and then end up coming back and not having any money. And your
money? You've been spending everybody else's money, Tim. But of course, Tim's going to tell us that everybody else is the jealous, evil. That's me. I'm the jealous, evil hater. This guy who did the nasty stuff he did on this platform, being a big old bully. That's why his Christian cosplay to me is exactly that. Because he was an absolute bully to so many other creators on this platform because he doesn't like criticism. And being someone who doesn't like criticism is they just text me. I know. Anyway, all right, keep going.
Buy things cost more money. Campgrounds 5 years ago sold out to corporations. There are all these things called 1,000 trails, and they want as much money per night as what a Motel 6 or a Super 8 used to cost for a night. Camping should be with an RV like $40 at the most with full hookups, but they're getting $75 to $100, $60, $80 anyway. Now, if you do that every day, basically $100 plus your fuel, you might as well just drive your car and get a nice, comfortable room and leave your RV at home. So a lot of things I've been weighing, calculating.
Comfortable room? Damn, what room are you getting comfortably for $100 in a hotel of any worth? Especially in high season. Good luck. Tim is like, Tim thinks things should be priced in 1985. It's like, where are those prices coming from? And yet he happily will go and spend $100 on a golf shirt. When he was out in Utah and just spending money on golf shoes. I mean, how many wears has he really had? I mean, he's no sense. He's all flash and no substance.
Mileage, like I said, what can I make? What will views bring in? What will tax deductions be? What will it be? And so I looked and sliced it and diced it in many different ways.
Tax deductions. Tim, don't write off too much. Otherwise, it becomes a hobby and not a business. You understand that? You have to show that your channel does actually make a profit. Not to make a profit. And so that's if you write everything off on your channel and not make any profit on that money, Tim, you are going to have it be seen as a hobby, no longer a business by the IRS.
And then what happened was I got confused and I started getting scared and nervous. And then the enemy came in my mind and said, oh, you can't do that. You don't want to do that. You're too old to do that now. You shouldn't do that. You've done that already. Nobody's going to care or watch or, whatever. You
would not get a decent place in Virginia Beach for $100 a night. Maybe off season. But that would be maybe not even in the beach area. You might even be like up in town center or something. But at the oceanfront, to get a room at the beach starting around this time of year and moving forward. Oh, some of those rooms at the oceanfront are $600-$700 a night. Looking at the ones overlooking the beach. Goodness me. I remember I had one room with a friend of mine. This is a few years back at the Ramada, not even a super fancy hotel in the Outer Banks. We got the parking lot side, not even the beach view. And that was a few $100s a night. It was like, we got the worst room. In the wintertime, like, go there New Year's Eve. And I've done that before to see friends for like New Year's Eve for parties. And the hotel they actually have a party there, which I crashed with a friend of mine. But anyway, long story short, they have, the rooms are like $80. So it's just amazing. But this time of year, Tim, I mean, come on, be realistic.
Then I discovered that, and these are the things I'm going to talk about right now briefly, that I've made many videos in the last week or so that I did not post because I just don't want to, I know a lot of people don't like politics and religion. I know that. And I would think politics worse, but maybe people like politics more than they do religion, or they're equal. I don't know. But I could care less about politics. It's a big shame.
Oh, okay. Let's listen to this. This is a guy, and whichever side of the political thing, it's not about that. It's the fact that Tim specifically promoted this person for the election vehemently on the side of roads with signs. And then this is his attitude now. Absolutely wild, because he doesn't want to now be probably associated with that for whatever reason. So it's just like, Tim is wild.
Scam. And if I were to talk about it, it just is like saying I'm into it too, and I'm promoting one side or another when they're both rotten eggs. They're all dirty, rotten scoundrels, all of them. I got no use for none of them. I mean, I picked the lesser of the two. I vote. But let me tell you, they're all out for themselves. Religion, on the other hand.
All right. I know people voted for Donald Trump. I get it. But I guess in my mind, Tim, he's been convicted of some really bad things. Okay. It's what I always think about in my mind. So in my mind, seeing that kind of a track record comparatively to somebody that's just a female, because we know what you think of women, and potentially because she was black, I think that's potentially what colored your judgment, sir. I'm just taking a little stab in the dark here.
Is real, and we need it in our country right now. And this is a Christian nation, and prayer works. God is real.
We're secular, aren't we? You can be whatever you want. We're not a Christian nation. No, that's not what the founding fathers. No, that's not what they wanted. Sorry. That's why they specifically separated church and state. And I can let you know, I'm actually a descendant, believe it or not, of Thomas frickin' Jefferson. I am a descendant. My grandma gets upset. Well, she's deceased now. But one of his sisters, I think, was, well, but anyway, I'm related to Thomas Jefferson, Tim. And no, it's not what they wanted. Just get out, get through your Christian nationalist behavior, Tim. It's unappealing.
God runs your life. God is in control. He's the creator of everything.
Oh, good.
And when we get all tied up into when to take Social Security, how much money you need to save,
I know.
what kind of education you need to get,
exactly,
what you need to do with your children, what house did you buy, where are you going to live, what job do you take, when do you retire? You know, all these questions is like chasing your tail, because
so unlikable.
All you have to do is ask your Father in heaven as to what you need to do.
Well, you know what, Tim? I think you're gonna, if that's how you're going to, I mean, if this is really, if you are hoping to find an attorney at the churches who are, because, you know, Tim thinks that, and I promise you, I used a very good white shoe firm, and they don't ask for Google reviews, Tim.
And I've always done that, but I got caught up into the, you know, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to this, I'm going to that. And some things happened in my life that humbled me in the last few months that made me, you know, hit my knees and start asking for answers.
No,
why am I feeling this way? Why do I feel, you know,
I know.
on the down low? And believe me,
and that's one of the things that and I was born here in the USA. I know the accent. I just was educated in the UK. I know it's a mind blower. No, it's mind blowing that somehow I could be born here and from an American family, but have this accent. I know it blew my grandmother's mind away too. But yes, that's the one thing that we've always been proud of, is the fact that we represent all peoples, not this just idea of just one type of person. This is ugly. It's really un-American. In my mind, it's very un-American.
I know that a lot of people have gone through things, whether it be a health issue, a death in your family, you know, a financial bankruptcy, losing your job, divorce, all these things can really, you know, affect your joy, right? And so I had a number of those things, a couple of them anyway, that came into my life, a storm.
Yeah.
And I started dwelling on it. Then the enemy took advantage, because, you know, the enemy can get you thinking about things. He doesn't have to.
I guess the enemy is you, Tim, because you are in control of your behaviors. Is the enemy just a fancy word for, you know, when you decided that you just wanted to do you? You need to not blame some inanimate something out there that's having you not make good moral choices. And it's all on you. It's one thing you learn when you actually grow up. All those bad decisions you make, guess who made them? A lot of times you did. Sometimes circumstances aren't great and you make bad decisions. Yes, absolutely. But certain things, Tim, are decisions that you choose to make as a conscious human being. Cognizant, as you like to say.
Do anything else. As long as he got you thinking. And a man is how he thinks. You are what you think. You're a product.
Yeah.
Your life people can look at you and your life and tell how you think. I mean,
well, it's any time that these people on YouTube, like either the content dies or they get in trouble for something or caught doing something. So how can Tim be taken to court if he's such a good guy and such a good Christian? If he keeps purporting this and keeps saying, I'm the enemy, I'm the evil person, because I know that's who he's referring to. It's just the enemy when he's talking about his other behaviors. It's anybody that has, literally, it's never Tim's fault. Tim takes no accountability. The enemy is literally your bad decisions, Tim. He's like acting like there's a devil that's literally coming in, because I know these Southern Baptists, because I've heard them scream about the devil up in churches in Lynchburg, Virginia, or Roanoke, up in that area. Well, it's pretty deep up there. And like I said, we all know I have family who are Southern Baptists, so I was, got to visit these churches as a child. Got to hear people being called the devil and the enemy and this, that, and the other. And it's literally like you assume it's like this supernatural thing out there that's having you make bad decisions. No, guess what? It's all down to you. It's all you. So,
like showing somebody your garden. You show somebody your garden, they can tell you what you planted. So anyway, I've got it worked out. I'm working it out to the other side of those thoughts and things that happen. To an amazing, not like, oh, finally it's over. I mean, I can't believe there was a reason for it. It's all clear. It's just clear as day. I can't go into it. It's just as clear as day to me. And I know that God is going to allow me to travel. I hope he will.
Yeah, we weren't supposed to be.
And I'm going to follow the front end. I'm going to follow. He's going to guide my steps. For me to sit here and make a video and tell you, I'm leaving here and I'm going to so-and-so. I mean, I'm not just literally going to say, I don't know where I'm going when I get in my truck. God's going to show me.
That's because he's going to show up in Virginia suddenly because he needs to be here for court.
I don't mean it like that, but he has a way. And I've seen his ways working multiple times recently. I mean, very recently. That is like, that can only be from God. And so I'm really excited. And there's a reason and a season for everything, for what you go through in your life and what you're going to come into, whether it be your next relationship, your next travel, your next health issue, your next diet, your next whatever. There's always going to be something else. We never get to the point where that's it. We know that, right? So something's getting ready to happen soon, very soon.
It's not good.
And you'll know when I know.
Not.
So just hang in there. And I'm praying for you too, that your life.
I mean, he had good gas prices. Tim hasn't moved for almost 6 months, guys. He did that little tiny, he tried to go and do travel on the Goldwing just to Key West. And it was an absolute disaster. An absolute disaster. He wasn't even that far from home. I mean, he was literally in his home state. And he got one nail in that tire, had to sleep in that tent. We don't even know if it was where he was sleeping. We know he did one night at the campsite. Primitive campsite in Key West, okay? Do you know how small Key West is? And he couldn't hack it. And this gentleman, and I use that very loosely, continues to talk about all these travels and all this stuff and all this tent activity he's going to do thousands of miles away out in the middle of nowhere where he knows nobody and he has no family nearby. Who thinks this person is seriously out to do that? I think now I think his eyes are worse than he wants to actually admit. And I think that potentially and I think the RV isn't as good. I told you, those things are made like garbage. If we have time, I'll bring up the video.
That if you're approaching your 60s and you're thinking, what do I do? Because 62, when I got my Social Security, and 67 today, and I turned it in December, it's already going to be April. This year, when I turn 68 years old, I'll be able to say, I'll be 70 in 2 years. Right now,
guess who's not coming in to tell us anymore about Timmy and fooling around? Cougar Sands. Cougar Sands got so just like tired of what a Christian cosplayer Timmy was. They finally put their hands up in the air. We don't even get Cougar Sands anymore. Cougar Sands even bailed on us. Timmy, you're that bad.
In a joke, I'll be 70 in 3 years. Don't blink, I'll be 70. And so will you. I mean, it picks up speed like you wouldn't believe. So if you're approaching your 60s and we get that second time in our life, that age spurt, we get it at 44, we get it around 60 or 62, I think I've read. You get two huge age spurts, not growth spurts, aging spurts, where you seem to age multiple years in 1 year, or 1 day, I don't know. So when that happens, what brings that on is not just your physical appearance, but, medical issues.
I love how Tim's just talking medical information with not a study mentioned. When I started talking about, obviously, the information I was finding about immunoessence, I believe is the term they were using, which is kind of an improvement of your immunity through intermittent fasting. I was looking at studies. Were they within 5 years? Are they peer reviewed? Who wrote the study? Tim just talking, saying this stuff, and he just wants you to think that he's the authority. So just coming out of his mouth, whatever, we're just going to believe him. No, it doesn't work like that, Tim.
Abilities, your cognizance, your cognitive, I should say, abilities, your mental faculties, your ambitions, your attitude, everything can change. And think about it. A 60-year-old, a 70-year-old, and an 80-year-old. Just those 3 decades. Okay? How does an 80-year-old act versus a 70 and a 60? Is the 60 like the 80? No. But the 60 turns into the 80-year-old guy before you know it. Oh, yeah, he can still shuck and jive and tell jokes and have a sense of humor, but he ain't doing what he was doing at 60. So you better get busy living or get busy dying. And if you have anything on your bucket list, places you want to go.
Oh, my gosh. Now he thinks he's Morgan Freeman. They stole that from the Shawshank Redemption. Get busy living or get busy dying. Is there anything that this person says that's an original thought? I know people joke that I make commentary off of his content, but at least my commentary is my own. I think that the reason why Tim talks so much about lawnmowers is because of the fact that he himself used that spiel when he was selling his door-to-door coupons. That's why we hear sometimes repetitive stuff. Some might be stuff that he's heard from other YouTubers, so he's just regurgitating their lines. But I think I don't know about anybody else, but the lawnmower, I want to say that he would mention things to people when he was selling the oil change coupons, like, oh, I'm sure you have like a lawnmower payment and a this and a that. And so to be able to save a little bit of money on your oil change would probably be really good, wouldn't it? The person's like, yeah, well, you know what? Today's your lucky day. I've got just the thing for you. I've got these awesome oil change savings, and you get an opportunity to try this new place out and see if you like it. And if you decide it's good, you can continue business there. But you've got this to give them a try. Oh, I'm sure he had the whole thing going. You save yourself some money. I'm sure he did the whole spiel.
Things you want to do, you best get at it. And if you're approaching the age of 60 years old and you've got an opportunity to, get rid of some things that are debt, you don't need it.
Yes.
That is not the age you want debt. That was when you were 30. When you're taking out a mortgage and car loans and Netflix and streaming services and lawnmower payments and Lowe's and Home Depot payments, credit card payments and all that. That's when you just, you got to get that behind you. You got to have a low nut, we used to say in the car business. That means your overhead. You're still going to have, and in 2026, it's grown. Just the rent and food and your insurance for your car and whatever is enough. I mean, to eat is expensive. We know what we're going through right now with inflation. So you must rely on God to help you understand and deal with not procrastinating and putting off, I'll wait till I'm 65 and I'll get another couple $100.
What advice is this? Something that Tim has never followed in his life. The reason why you became debt-free, Tim, was you specifically said the EIDL paid off your personal debt. And you were leasing vehicles before that, sir. That's why you're so proud of that truck. You were leasing vehicles.
You could be dead. Or you could get that money and you don't want to do anything. And what is money compared to living your life and having fun and enjoying yourself?
Yes.
What? Ask Jeff Bezos if he got cancer, or Elon Musk if he was laying on a bed and couldn't get out of it, what he would give.
Imagine. That's his whole life goal has just been enjoying himself. I mean, not that we don't all want to enjoy ourselves, but I think that Tim's enjoyment was definitely at the expense of his children. He definitely was of a mindset where it's like, I'm going to do me. I don't care if I have 3 different marriages and I leave all these children without me being around, and I go off and start another family and then start another family. It's just, and he's still wanting to talk about, and this is why I find it so shocking. One, that he purports to be any type of good Christian. And then second, that he purports to be any type of father. I mean, it's just astounding to me because he's so selfish. It's a level of just self-centeredness. I just was surprised that people support it. Like, always like, yeah, you go, Tim. Like, really?
To be able to walk down the street simply and do the basics. My father passed away at 67.
Yeah,
my age. And he drank and smoked himself to death. And I drank my share. I drank plenty. And I never got in trouble with the law. I never spent my money in a bar. I always drank at home. And I quit a couple
does the law include all those traffic tickets you got in North Carolina and one up, I guess, in Branson, Missouri, when you're out that way on your motorbike? Because you got a lot of tickets, traffic tickets, Tim. And then you've got a civil case coming up.
times for like 10 years and then started again. But at least those 10 years, my liver got a break. My dad never stopped his entire life, and it took him out of here. It was really throat cancer that got him because he smoked cigarettes, I think, 2 at a time. But he didn't live a very healthy life. And there's people like that you can tell them until you're blue in the face. They don't want to hear it. They want to keep smoking. They want to keep drinking. They want to keep watching media. They want to keep cussing. They want to keep smoking marijuana. They want to keep taking pills. Look at Tiger Woods. $1.5 billion. This guy's got fame.
Oh, gosh. Now you're off about Tiger Woods. Oh, this part just kills me. Because he just talks about propofol and everybody's habits. This is a guy, when he gets a slight cough, is trying to get a codeine-laced Metamucinex down his throat. I'm not Mucinex. Oh, Lord, Ray. Guafafacin. I'll say the proper name.
Fortune. Records that'll probably never be broken. Can't buy a meal.
I know.
And he's popping these pills. I know he's got pain. He thinks he's got pain. He's addicted.
I know that McDonald's makes no money. It costs them probably more than that to process that credit card payment. So every time that Tim goes to that McDonald's, I hope they're not franchises because they lose money probably on Tim's credit card. They just kind of offset that in the hopes that other people are spending enough to offset what they have to pay the credit card company to run that credit card. Now, McDonald's, because of its size and volume, may get a better deal, but still a cost involved with running those credit cards. Tim costs these places money. He's just the worst, man. I mean, I'm not a corporate person like that, but I wouldn't want him near my small business, if that made sense.
He's had multiple back surgeries. They gave him pain pills. And they probably didn't want to give him too many, but because he's rich, he said, give them to me. And they said, here. It's like Michael Jackson when he did the propofol, or whatever you call it. He wanted the IV. Give me that Demerol, man. Give me
What are you talking about, Demerol? I don't know if he was taking Demerol. Now, I understand that he had been having his doctor give him propofol, which is an anesthesia, to help him supposedly sleep, because the one thing about propofol in comparatively to a lot of hypnotics or other type of like Ambien, which is a hypnotic, any of these types of drugs to help you sleep, is you often wake up feeling very groggy and you oversleep. And it actually, even though you sleep, the sleep is so sort of like, I guess it's not a restful feeling sleep. And the thing that is so probably became addictive to Michael Jackson because of the propofol was because when people are woken up out of propofol, the anesthesia, people feel really awake and they feel good. It's however the mechanism of action works on the body, people do not wake up with the same groggy feeling that they did with other anesthesias. And I've had patients, because propofol would be the drug which was used to do cardioversions for patients at the heart hospital, because it is rapid acting and rapid recovery. And you'd want the person to be fully under to have a cardioversion of the heart and basically sending an electric shock through your heart in order to return it back to normal sinus rhythm. And patients would come out like, oh, I feel so awake. This drug makes me feel so good. And I happened to be there at the time when Michael Jackson had passed away from that particular anesthesia drug. And that was the response that my patients often had. I had one patient roll out actually saying, I'm on the drug that Michael Jackson got. Like literally like that. It was wild. I tell you, people say some wild stuff coming out of anesthesia. All right, keep going, Tim, because you're such a knowledge about, other people's, issues, especially Tiger Woods, because, Tim has no issues at all. Tim's a perfect human being.
in the arm, like a heroin addict. Look at all the people that get addicted, that have all this fame and fortune. So what is life? Life is thanking your Father every day on your knees, all day long, being grateful for what you have, petrified. And asking him and surrendering all you have, whether it be little or a lot. And
well, if you need a cardioversion and you're in AFib, then the cardioversion would make you feel great because you actually get your rhythm back again. But it's definitely, it's like one of the first things that we do choose to do often you actually have to be an AFib. So that's the thing about cardioversions. You can't come in and have a history of atrial fibrillation and then come in with normal sinus that day. If you're in normal sinus rhythm, there's no reason to shock you. So you literally have to be in atrial fibrillation. But yeah, I've actually cardioverted a patient before. One of the doctors let me do it.
You entrust him with it, and you be the manager of it. Just be a good steward, and let him bless you, and open doors, and put you in front of the right people, friends, relationships, everything in your life. And a lot of people do it, and they're very happy. And they get up here, and they go to church or whatever. They give their testimony. I give it over here on YouTube on a video, and people are like,
"Oh yeah,
yeah. Let's talk about something else."
Oh yeah, Tim is, Tim is, look at this guy. Tim is happy that somebody else is having misfortune who's well-to-do, because Tim is so angry at the rest of the world. Now Tim's going to talk about jealous haters. So keep going, Tim.
They're into what they're doing. They don't want to give it up. They don't want to hear about anything. And it could be, just be pure evilness that some people have. Just pure jealousy.
At the heart hospital, they put them fully under into propofol to do cardioverts, so they wouldn't have anything. No, we did not we only lightly sedated for the catheterizations, fentanyl and Versed. But for the cardioversions, for the AFib cases, they put them under propofol.
And coveting their neighbor.
At least that's what mine was.
And it's no life. It's no life. There is going to be judgment, and you will have to answer for what you've done in this world. God promises that.
Dehydrated, probably.
God talks in the Bible and says that people will come to him and they'll say, "Oh, didn't we do this for you and that for you?" And he'll say, "Away from me, I never knew you." And you'll be cast into hell forever, or heaven forever.
I think he's referring to I'm the person who's going to go to HELL. because I'm not the good, because I'm daring to, oh, good. I'll see you there then, Tim, won't I?
We're supposed to be wonderful. A new earth, a new heaven. No tears, no pain, no aging. I don't know what it'll be, folks, but I can tell you I believe in it. And I know that God is real. He's working in my life right now. And I'm here to tell you that you
dehydrated.
need to get out of debt. Start enjoying your life, asking God to direct you. And before you go home to heaven, enjoy yourself. These are the golden years they talk about.
See, I'm not lying when I say I work in healthcare. How would I know of that if I did? See, Tim would have no idea. I could just read something like that and know what was probably potentially going on and what they were trying to do. Oh, girl. Don't get dehydrated like that. You're going into oh, gosh. No, my brain fried. The other
This is not the
atrial
time for
rhythm.
you to keep wasting another week, another month, and another 5 years. You don't have 5 years. You got a couple of decades left. Maybe only 1 decade. One car loan, essentially. They finance cars that long. That's all you got left. So what are you going to do with it? But I've had an epiphany. I'm woke. I'm woke to living. I'm blessed to have what I have. I want to keep what I have, and I want to use what I have to the
He wants to keep what he has. All right, Tim, keep going.
fullest. I don't want to just sit here and look at it. I want to use it. I want to see our beautiful country. I want to meet fantastic people. I want to make videos. I want them to get views. I want to make money at it so I can put it back in the gas tank and keep going. Money back in the business. Just keep it going. Keep inspiring. Keep
money. Oh, this is just, I love this. I just love it.
No. I simply asked. I said, I wish I could have that. That's dry begging. Well, I mean, you know what that is.
I think Tim's channel is having a tough time, guys. I think his channel, he had a 4,000 view on a video. That's not bad. It's not the 20,000 he was getting in the past. Some of his videos, they suffer all throughout the day. And I don't know if this type of content is going to help. If you were a young, pretty girl selling this message, it may, Tim. But you're not any of those things. Because there's a lot of influences, for one of a better term, who pivot to Christ, Tim. I just don't know if it's going to, you've been enjoying your life for so long. You'd be depressed if you had. You'd be depressed. I'd be depressed just because I didn't get it even legitimately a part of it. He does feel, I want to say that Tim feels like he justifiably should have had that EIDL money. But I think he also knows he shouldn't have, and that's why he took that video down. So that's already a guilty sign right there. All right, keep going, Tim. I don't want to interrupt you.
keep showing what you can do out there, showing places. The guy in church today said I inspired him to get an Africa twin and start traveling the country. His son told him, do it, Dad, do it. And he even told me.
Hold on. How are we getting all these stories? The son, do it, Dad, do it. It's just because they were talking to Tim. No, we're going back at normal speed. This is out of control. This man is just living in a fantasy over here. He's living in the fantasy also of returning back to the glory days. He was so upset in one of his videos. Is it this one going off about the 100K subscribers? Or was it the McDonald's video? We might get one more squeezed in. Keep going, Tim.
And I want to use what I have to the fullest. I don't want to just sit here and look at it. I want to use it. I want to see our beautiful country. I want to.
Tachycardia, yes. What was this? Somebody's got the atrial fibrillation and the oh gosh, with the saw action. I can see the rhythm. It's just like you were tachycardic, yes, from being dehydrated. So you probably had very low blood pressure and very high heart rate all at the same time. That's why they gave you saline to bump up your blood pressure, because you're probably dehydrated. Is what I'm thinking. And I'm running. Hey, Flutter, thank you. My memory, I'm like, Oh, you know you're tired as a cardiac nurse when you can't get your A flutter out. I'm just like, I'm literally doing the saw action. Thank you, Victoria. I appreciate that. Thanks for being my wing person. He bought a $350 putter today. Oh, you did. God just has provided me. Well, make sure you hit the thumbs up for me, Tar Heels. Get me some money over here. I think with so much shut down because of the virus, they felt they had to dump money into the economy. So, yes, they did. And people really made sure that they spent it too. They knew who to dump it towards. People who would spend that money immediately. Anybody that would actually be like a reasonable human being would think, let me actually make sure some of that money gets put away. Tim gets $58,000. It just burned through that man's pocket. Just burn his pockets up. All right, this is normal speed, so that's why Tim sounds weird. This is how slow he usually talks.
Meet fantastic people. I want to make videos. I want them to get views. I want to make money at it, so I can put it back in the gas tank and keep going. Money back in the business. Just keep it going. Keep inspiring. Keep showing what you can do out there, showing places. The guy in church today said I inspired him to get an Africa twin and start traveling the country. His son told him, do it, Dad, do it. And he even told me about a dealership that's got one. And this guy's serious.
Oh, and guess what, guys? This guy has serious money. Because anybody that Tim talks to always has serious money. It's not your regular po folk. Okay? Tim don't talk to po folk.
And he's got the money to do it too. He's a well-established, well-retired, put his time in, served his country person. And he has the means. And I absolutely wish him the best and hope that he does, if that's his dream. But he is a Christian. I don't have to tell him. I know he's already put it forth to the good Lord. And if that's going to be his will, that's what he'll do. And the same goes for you. It doesn't have to be my life. You don't have to get an RV. You maybe just want to get out of your McMansion.
You don't have to have my life. It's because Tim's got like 10 people who tell him he's living the best life ever. Man, out on the beach, you're living the best life ever, Tim. He's still like living in those 10 comments. Because for a long time, everybody was telling him he just was the best ever. I mean, this has got to be the hardest fall for a narcissist. And then he gets just a final from me.
Your big home that you don't need anymore with rooms you don't need, and get yourself a nice little mobile home, a villa, a condo.
Oh, I know.
It has, facilities and stuff.
Thank you for mentioning that. Yes, his AC unit is going to lock up this summer. I was listening in my car and I kept wondering what was that rattling. I know. I sometimes forget that the terrible sound in the background is Tim's air conditioning unit struggling, already kicking in Florida. And we're in April. Not even April. Sorry, I said we're in April, but we're not yet. And he's got that going on. Always in other people's pockets. He's 77. Yeah, or 62. But the son, yes, Dad, do it, Dad, do it. Like old Yeller. Come on, please, Tim, who believes this shite?
To use, what do they call that? Amenities. And people get together in their neighbors. It's like a church, it's like a thing. Like they have it here. I want to get involved with it. I just don't much.
He doesn't need someone. He can just tell by looking at their watch and their shirt. Just like if somebody looked at Tim and looked at his watch and his shirt, they would think Tim was a well-heeled, educated, successful gentleman. So Tim looks at other people and assumes the same.
Dinners and cocktail hours and pool parties, and they have all kinds of stuff all the time. And you can get involved with it as much or as little as you want. And if you're in a position now where you're alone like me and you want to meet more people and do more things, get out, then I would encourage you to not think about it like it's impossible. Just get up.
Miss Vicky been telling you to go to church forever on her channel. And I guess you just got lonely enough that you needed to find if there's some poor old widow over there. He's looking for a widow with money because Tim needs a nurse with a purse. Otherwise, you won't take your application.
On your knees when you get through watching this video. Go pray about it. Sit in your chair and pray. Turn everything off. Stop scrolling.
Tim is telling everybody else to get off their phone while he's sitting there filming a video on his phone is the height of hypocrisy. It really is. He tells everybody else that he scrolls. He tells everybody not to do the exact same stuff that he does.
Second you start doing this,
Christian.
watching things on TV. I'm going to tell you right now before I go. It's true. The second you want to read your Bible, whether it be on your phone or the book, or watch one of these AI Christian shows, are awesome. Highly recommend them. They'll really inspire you.
Oh, goodness. All right, Tim. Let's go to your last thing. I don't even know if I can finish that one. Tim just off the rails. All right. Because I wanted to show this last one. I think it's short, and then we'll finish it out. The morning chat in the car. I couldn't do the Bradenton Beach. The laughing of the waves.
Everybody, Sarasota Tim. Happy Holy Week. Yes, it's Monday, day after Palm Sunday. We've got Good Friday coming, and then Easter this week. So be on your best behavior every day, but especially these next few days. And remember what somebody did for you. All right. I've got you on video here so that you can remind me.
I don't know. I guess Teddy and Jolene have known him long enough, and they don't really have to rely on Tim because they are financially set. And I guess maybe Tim's amusing. Maybe they enjoy Tim's stories. For whatever reason, they tolerate Tim. Maybe Tim's got some dark secrets on them.
Not to drive out of here and bypass the dumpster.
Oh, God. Not the
which I'm subject to do. It's on the back of my truck, my trash.
Oh, great. You're going to be looking for a public trash can probably to put that in.
It's very dewy out. It is 65 degrees. It is 20 minutes until 8 a.m. It's going to be 85 today and thunderstorm, but not bad. Chance, typical Florida, southern Florida weather after 3 o'clock. Just like it is year round, not year round, but in the summer here when it heats up. After 3 or 4 o'clock, you're on the golf course or you're at the beach, get ready because one could pop up. And that's what they do. They don't just move in, they just pop up. So I'm feeling really good this morning. I did 150 push-ups already. I got a nice shower, and I'm never buying anything other than Irish Spring bar soap again. I cannot tell you how.
Isn't Irish Spring an antibacterial soap? I would not recommend using that soap on the daily on your skin. That's going to wreck your skin. Those antibacterial soaps, they are not advised in the world of the medical profession. We do not advise using those antibacterial soaps daily on your skin because there's certain skin bacteria that are healthy that you want to have on your skin. That's fine if you have a wound or if you've been sweating really hard. That's why they had that type of soap, was really for men who really do laborious jobs, Tim, and need to wash that sweat away. But otherwise, using those types of antibacterial soaps on a daily basis is not healthy for your skin at all. In fact, could potentially lead to complications on your skin. Your skin's a very finite ecosystem. Yes, no wonder his skin looked like trash. Is he washing it with Irish Spring? If he's using that bacterial soap, that's terrible. That antibacterial, that's terrible.
Squeaky clean. I forgot to put lotion on.
Ah,
that I should do. How squeaky clean I feel. I'm going to the dumpster.
So yeah, it's hard.
Aren't you proud?
It's up here.
When the water rinses the soap off, I hate that, like slime, not getting the soap off. So people.
He just does so many things that are just things that somebody who works in healthcare, I would not advise to people for staying healthy. And I've done a lot of wound care. Obviously, I work with patients who are medically fragile, who are children. And so skincare, wound care, believe it or not, all of these things and keeping the skin barrier healthy at all times is really important to help you stay healthy. I have spent my life making sure to, lock in with moisturizer after every bath and, not to overuse antibacterial soaps and stuff because they can be more harmful than beneficial. There's studies about that. We've been advised in healthcare to be really cautious about things like that because we can open ourselves up potentially to more risks of things. Oh my goodness, he's wild out here. And he thinks he's such an expert. He knows nothing.
Oh, it's soft water, hard water. I don't know what it is. But I got out of the shower this morning while I was in the shower.
The main soap, yeah.
It was, I smell like soap. Irish Spring, baby. Be right back.
Ugh.
All right. Well, I know. Well, I've reached the prison route
Like
out here on
yardley?
Cortez Road that goes to the beach. And man, these prison workers are heading in. They got to start it. It's 5 after 8. They're either late or they start at 8:30.
Oh, because, Tim has got to be out at the time of the day. He's retired. But, why not go out and drive around at the time when people are trying to get to work, just to add more traffic onto the road and then criticize people for going to their prison jobs because you're such a damn good Christian, Tim. Do you know how irritating it is to know that you're trying to get to work and there's people like this jackass crawling around in the morning just bucking and complaining, pardon my French? It's the most irritating thing I can think of. And where is he going and what has he got to do? Absolutely god darn nothing except get his McDonald's coffee and cost the business money because they're probably paying more on the credit card. And then for the cost of the cup. Tim's a liability no matter where he goes.
30 or 9 or 10. Between now and 10, it'll be like this. Well, there's McDonald's. Let's go in here and
Deodorant bowl?
it's holy.
Oh, it's a deodorant bowl? Oh, I wouldn't use that either. That thing is terrible too. Ugh. Because I know some of them are antibacterial. Are you sure it's not an antibacterial one? Because some of those are antibacterial as well. Because I used to see those. I'd be like, why would you use that? Deodorant. Those things are terrible. Oh, I wouldn't use that at all. He needs to be using Dove. Like for sensitive skin. Skin looks like terrible. Those deodorant soaps, no, those things are harsh, man.
Wait, let's buy somebody a cup. Deal days, 67 cents for what? Give them to me. Looks like burgers. 67 cents? Well, that was a day.
Thank you.
They got hot apple pies. All right, let's see if we can buy somebody a cup. Well, they do have senior coffee here. I was wondering if this is one of the locations that, but that's over on University. It was only 89 cents plus whatever the tax is. Let me get my money out.
Okay, there is an antibacterial, but it's deodorant. Those deodorant soaps are rough too, though. Okay. The deodorant soaps are rough as well. I would not use Irish Spring. That's all, I guess. It's rough. It's a really rough soap. That's like for people who really sweat. Tim doesn't work. Tim's never done a Labor Day job in his life. But thank you for helping me know. It's just shows you how much I use things like Irish Spring. I just know to keep away from that stuff. But the stuff I said about antibacterial soaps stays true. And I know there are some for the shower too. I'm like, why would you do that to your skin?
Good morning.
Thank you, though. Irish
How
Spring
much?
dries the holy heck out of your skin. Yeah.
Hey, how much is that over behind me?
How do you know, Timothy?
I'll take care of it, but I'm going to use the same credit card so you need to get your manager, right? All right. Sorry about that.
Me too.
$4.27. I'm going to make her day. And she's probably cussing me right now like, why are you taking forever? It's Holy Week, baby.
Right.
Pay it forward.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Why do you want to be out when the commuters are out? Why do you want to get people getting angry at you if you're not in a hurry to get somewhere? I promise you. People have already got it hard enough as it is trying to get to work and dealing with that. Having to navigate around people who aren't really, who could. I know that some people like to get out early in the day for the heat and this, that, and the other. I get it. My grandma was one of those people. But in reality, it would be nice if people thought, oh, this is when everyone's trying to get to work and it's already really stressful. Maybe this isn't the best hour for me to get fingers stuck up at me, Maybe just stay back. But I promise you, I've had to work with patients who think if they show up 30 minutes early for their appointment, they'll get squeezed in earlier. They don't realize they're just going to be sitting for like an hour and a half now. It's just like, but yeah, Tim is, and then he complains about other people being on the road. That's the part which just, Tim, for all his Christian cosplaying, it's just like, really? Really? You're going to be that mean to people trying to get to work who are paying taxes? So bad. Let's edit the way.
We good? Tell her it's courtesy of Sarasota Tim YouTuber.
Oh, God. Sarasota Tim YouTuber. He is very protective of this supposed brand. Whatever.
Thank you very much, miss. Have a good Holy Week.
Thank you.
She thanked me. She tooted her horn. Now subscribe.
Because that's all he cares about. Christian cosplayer. All right, I think this is the one where he complains about his numbers.
Hey, you gotta work them any way you can, man. Yeah, I gave her a card.
Maybe give
I
good
want to thank my
content,
subscribers.
Tim.
2 ships and 1 captain.
Oh, gosh. You know what, Tim? Why don't you just give people good content? What about that? Instead of just pouring out Christian cosplay crud. You know? This is a perfect lighting for you.
2 captains and 1 ship. I knew I'd get it wrong. For my business cards. He helps me with all my business cards. He's helped me a couple of times. Super good guy. All right. Let's get this coffee opened up and check it out. Oh, we got good color. We got a paper cup.
The woods. That's a good recommendation then, Thomas.
Oh, yeah. She's, that is the best cup of coffee I've ever drank in my life.
Yes.
She just stopped and waved at me.
Yes, flossing and water picking is the best. You know, there are some interesting studies around, you know, as long as you're not gargling in the back of your mouth and you're just using it around your teeth, you should be okay.
Me again. That was very kind. Let's talk to her.
Yep, they did.
She waves in again. Boy, there's a big accident right here in the corner. All kind of glass and stuff right down in front of my truck.
I know. One plug in a Sarasota Tim, and you know, not necessarily Tim's videos are the ones to come up. So I don't know about that, Tim. I mean,
Folks, that is good coffee. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Man, it tastes good. Hopefully she go home, turn on YouTube. Subscribe, baby, subscribe.
Oh, I know.
All you out there watching too, check your subscription. I've been losing subscribers for months. It's like the slowest tire leak you ever had in your life. Every day. Then it goes up, then it goes back down. 2 steps forward, 1 step back. I don't know. I don't get it. The paycheck's the same.
Well, the YouTube, you know, clears house every once in a blue moon. It happens to channels that aren't really growing, Tim, or maybe getting strangleholds, like you strangled mine for the longest period of time because of your false copyright strikes. You're making me look like a bad faith actor on this platform. In reality, I'm trying to stop you from spreading medical misinformation. But no, that's not what happened. Oh, Tim. Your channel is not interesting. You're never going to reach 100K. Let me put it this way. Your moment in the sunshine has come and sunsetted. You know, I think that's and it doesn't, you know, and that's not what people, I think it's just that you want to feel like that many people adored you, Tim. It's a narcissism thing for you. Because, you know, the way that YouTube is algorithming this year, is that's even a word, is not based on subscribers necessarily. It's about engagement. And you have a very big channel with very small engagement. So actually having that big number doesn't help you, Tim, because your video views don't justify that subscriber count per se. So it actually doesn't look good for your channel, and actually would mean that YouTube potentially doesn't want to promote your content as much. So I don't know if that's a good thing to go for. I think it's just an ego thing for you, sir.
But man, I want to get that 100,000 subscribers. Sarasota Tim one day has got to have that silver play button plaque. I'll be carrying that thing around. I'll hang it in the back of this window of this truck. Everywhere you see a video I make, I'll be sporting it. Just like all the rest of them YouTubers that's got one. If you ever watch a YouTuber and you see a gold one,
I think, what is he? Is he down? He's not. I know he's not. I think he was at 67 point something, 7 or something, but he's fallen down. So he's having his like dead accounts getting cleared out, because I think if supposedly YouTube never unsubscribes people, but if somebody closes their account or maybe they're not using it, YouTube says they don't unsubscribe people, but people say they found themselves unsubscribed. So who knows? But it just means that your channel, your subscribers aren't growing, Tim. It's just, you're not growing at all. If anything, you're just losing subs at this time, because people that are inactive, or maybe they've closed their YouTube accounts or whatever, are starting to fall off your channel. Or if there were any bots that happened to come in by just sheer chance, you know, you might be clearing those out that just subscribe that you had no control over, you know. Who knows what goes on the internet?
wow, that's some accomplishment. That takes 1 million subscribers. We're heading to the beach. We're inching our way over there as we enjoy this coffee and our conversation. I want to say right now that I woke up this morning and looked over the comments.
No, the 111,373 are the beautiful souls that watched him. Not the actual numbers of subscribers. That's just the beautiful souls. The beautiful souls.
Thank you very, very, very much to Miss Scarlett, who was moved by the message last night and supported the channel through buying me a coffee. And I just want you to know, I'm sure you'll be blessed for that. Thank you so much for your support. And I know that if you stay in
he's going to be blessing everybody now. I mean, we know that Tim's always had a crushing it for Christ, because, you know, Tim's always wanted, but it has just gotten off the chain lately. I am just going to say, Tim, your Jesus talk has gotten wild. So I don't know if you're just trying to pivot completely to just a Christian rebrand at this time. I mean, is this your new content, Preacher Tim? I mean, I can't tolerate that. Every time you start talking about Jesus, I feel my eyes rolling in the back of my head, because I know you are the most ungodly person out there, Sarasota Tim.
prayer like anybody, like I'm doing myself. God hears us, and he's with you. I was reading the comments, hers and others. Well, you got something out of that. It must have been God working in the certain ears and eyes were watching last night. Hopefully more will continue, and that enjoyed that.
I mean, I think he was hoping his motorcycle videos and all that, but, you know, it's just, people know that's not your, I mean, maybe that was your passion, Tim, but that's not how you started your channel. You got lucky when people wanted you to talk about Social Security and minimalism and stick to that, but you didn't want to be a minimalist. Once you actually started getting real money from YouTube, the last thing you wanted was minimalism, which actually probably would have been a really wise thing to have done, to have taken that sudden favor that God gave you, if you want to say it as that, and created a good nest egg for yourself for any eventualities that you have coming in the future. But you just are very short-sighted, and you just spent everything because you wanted all these toys. Did you once take your grandkids or your family on a nice vacation or anything? From any of the things that you suddenly found yourselves in favor? One nice thing did you do, Tim, for your family from all this money that you acquired through YouTube? What nice things did you do? I mean, I don't have family per se, but I spoil my dogs rotten. Thank you guys so much. I mean, I know people tease me about it, but I have 2 big dogs. Things aren't cheap in the United States. And the fact that people send me extra dollars to help get them some extra treats or toys means a lot to me, because it does mean that I can get them sometimes something that's extra. And I know people say I work as a nurse and all this, but I am single. I do pay bills on my own. And if anybody knows, in the United States, being single means you pay a single tax. So obviously I've started a YouTube channel in order for me to have a second income when I'm not paying for attorneys.
Inspiration. All the glory go to God. It's just something that came from my heart that he's been doing in my own life. It's just a testimony. So, but some very kind comments. Thank you so much, everyone. It is such good coffee. This is a really good cup of coffee.
It's crunchy.
You know, one last thing about.
He really hit the lottery, and he had a good thing going for a long time. I mean, he really did. I mean, and with all these reviews and stuff, but he should have been a better steward of his money. And he's a really bad steward of it. Absolutely awful. And so he's, just he can't, he's just, I just can't believe with all that he received. Did he ever once talk about taking the family on a vacation, taking his son or his new wife, doing anything special, gifting them with anything to help them with their start in life? This selfish ass wouldn't do one thing like that.
Not the last thing, but
I don't care about taking him to court.
Oh, God, here he goes preaching. Well, that's right. So this morning, I did my prayers. I did my 150.
Yeah, no remorse. No remorse. This is a nasty individual right here.
50 push-ups. And while I was down there on my knees, I knocked out some push-ups after I prayed. I talked to the good Lord.
He's very vain.
Thank him. Always thank him. Don't just beg.
Yes, they are.
Thank him for what you got. He appreciates that. But what was I going to say? I was watching YouTube. I put that on the Christian AI shows, like Bible Fix. That's just one. If you search for that one, you'll get other ones very similar. They are the best. If you're looking to grow your spirituality, if you're looking to get...
he did one video where he did 30 push-ups, but we were supposed to believe that was a set of like 3,000. And it's just all God, guys. Remember he talked about other stuff? Ever since he's had to have actually some actual potential real judgment. Well, it's
something that you're needing. It's like God will put the ones right in front of you that you need to hear. He did me. But anyway, John chapter 14. I watched one this morning on AI and it said, I'm going to give you probably the most beautiful words God ever spoke in the Bible. It'll touch your heart. I'm like, all right, I'm listening. I'll bite. And
I don't think I'll ever hit 100K subscribers, but I appreciate that. I'm not as vain in Tim and thinking that my channel would ever reach those types of numbers. I don't know if it's necessary for my channel to do well to even worry about those types of numbers. Sometimes if a channel gets that big, maybe you don't interact with your audience and have the special relationship that I get to have with mine. Who knows? But that would be fun. Just to have Tim be upset. I'd have my 100K plaque right here on my door for my washing machine.
Or enough. You know what I did? I paused the video at that second, opened up my Bible app to the NLT, New Living Translation, and I had the Bible, audio Bible app, read me John 14. And trust me when I tell you, use the NLT, get the Bible app, go to John 14, or use any version you want to. You get the King James version, read it in King James. But you will not believe what that part of the Bible says. The whole chapter, not long. Starts out with a bang and ends with a bang. John 14, the Gospel of John, chapter 14. Read it. Read it now.
Oh, for goodness sake, Tim. He thinks he's a theologian now.
All right, we're going to get up here to the beach. We'll get you some more videos as we're walking and talking. I'll show you the water. And it's Monday. It's Holy Week. Crush it.
Oh, my goodness. It's going to be one heck of a Holy Week with Tim, I tell you. And then I think we got a Coquina Beach video, guys. And then I think Tim disappeared for the, Tim, for the remainder of the day. We kind of lost him after that, guys. Oh my goodness. It's just been a lot of talk lately about Jesus from Tim. And comparatively, like I said, we always knew that Tim did a Crushing It for Christ, but then he kind of left it to the Crushing It for Christ boat. But it's just been, he's just talking about God's favor and it's just, oh my gosh, it makes my brain hurt just to just think of the hypocrisy and the mental gymnastics and the lack of accountability that Tim has. I always feel that when these types kind of start to set, really push out, if you have to push out that you love God and Jesus, I don't know. It's something about being that loud about it. It just always makes me think that you're really having to make up for something that isn't really there. Like you're overcompensating. Like when you're being that over the top about it, is it an overcompensating mechanism? I mean, I understand the complexities of the church here in the United States, obviously, and how people, though, specifically these types of characters, I feel like any time that Tim probably in the past found himself in a sticky situation or in a place where he actually needed to have some real accountability in his behaviors and actions, he would turn to Christ and suddenly find God, and then the enemy is the one that's causing whatever, and Tim he's absolved of anything. I mean, he doesn't have anything to feel, that he is the actual person responsible for any of his actions. It's a level of delulu to me that is just absolutely astonishing to have made it this far in life. And I think that Tim doesn't like accountability. I have a feeling that any time that Tim had, Tim moved town. He left. That's why he has so many past addresses and places that he lived. Is that, we know that he used to joke, oh, when the rent was due, I moved. This is somebody who was comfortable taking potentially taxpayers' money. Oh, it's just God was telling him to do it, eh? Oh, he's hoping that Judge sees him as a godly man. Oh, yeah, well, I just don't. I don't think that's going to be persuasive to the evidence, though. That's all I'm going to say. Get to 100K. I wish. Tim is drowning. Yeah, he's definitely drowning drowning in the Nile. Yeah, it's definitely it's a river of denial. No, he's not very morally upstanding. I would agree. He's not. He don't care. And I just think it's really distasteful to cover yourself in Christ, if you may, in order to not have any accountability for bad behaviors, and to then say that you are the good person and therefore everybody else is bad because they are opposing you. And that's not how the world works, unfortunately. Unfortunately for me, it doesn't. And unfortunately for you, it does. I guess. I don't even know if that made sense. That's right. Johnny Vegas's golf clubs, which were lent, suddenly became a gift from God, along with the $58,400 of EIDL taxpayer money. That was a gift from God too, because God spoke to Tim and said, "Go forth, my son, and apply for that EIDL loan." Who cares if you don't have a business that really even made $58,400 in a year? That supposedly is what you thought you deserved. You said you never even made 40, and yet you were comfortable getting $58,400 on a business that you had closed the doors of for a year and a half and had no intention of reopening. None whatsoever. Which is why I think it will be interesting when you go to recertify your loan this year, Tim. All right, Tim, I need to remember to give you your medications tomorrow. She's just so funny. She's like lying like this. All right, guys, make sure to hit the likes. Tim thinks he is the gift from God. Well, Tim does. Tim thinks he's very attractive. The other day he was doing his walk. He's like, I'm just so good looking, man. I gotta get that. I gotta find that clip. But he was just like, I look good. I'm healthy. I eat great. I live great. I mean, he's just like, whoa. I'm like, Tim, you have been single for a long time. Your personality would have most competent humans running in the other direction. That's why you're so busy. You know, the minute you come out and start making all those YouTube videos and tell people you want to vlog your life and stuff as a 67-year-old man, people are going to think you're crazy. Though I mean that in the nicest possible way. I don't like using the C word. They're going to think you're wild. All right, guys. Oh, thank you, Catherine. You've been a member for 19 months. Way to go, Catherine. Well, thanks for all you do, Catherine. I appreciate you very much and all that you do. What's that on top of his head? Oh, this shadow? I don't know. Or are you talking about his dye job? All right, guys. If you haven't had a chance, make sure you hit the likes on the way out. I would truly appreciate it as we say goodnight. I will see. We're going to try to see if we go live tomorrow. I want to bring up that video that the lady talks about the RVs. Oh my gosh, because Tim's is it's not all that in a bag of chips, okay? So Tim is definitely exaggerating the quality of the Flagstaff, okay? Might be the best floor plan ever, but it's not the best built RV ever. It was nice. Wieners is what my hair looks like. My hair, his hair. I mean, I can't speak. I can't speak when it comes to hair, guys. You know, once that humidity and the baby hairs come out, I can't speak for hair. Look at the humidity on this. You know, I threw it up real quick just so I could go live, but I appreciate it. Do my little like love heart and stuff. And you guys are awesome. It's fun to see everybody again and listening to Tim and his Christian cosplay. All right, guys, I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.
Life and Vibe, thanks so much. My queen, my Sarasota Tim expert.